Hi, guys. Welcome to the Win by Two podcast. This is episode 5. I'm joined here by my co hosts. We got Nicola, we got D, we got Bees in the Cut. And yeah, this is a Friday episode. So trying something new and we're going to see how this goes. So let's kick it
Nah,
off with
we just
we're
being
being
lazy.
lazy. We're being lazy. That's
We
what
have
happened.
we have stuff to do. We just being lazy.
Yeah.
I'm sure our 3 viewers will be disappointed.
I know, right? Us
Nah, dude,
three.
the funny thing is
Us,
we've been uploading on like Saturdays. So
right.
technically we're still on time.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna be
But
2 podcasts next week. We're gonna post on Monday because you know it's Friday
yeah,
now.
we
2
can't
days.
we can't promise that. But uh so yeah, we're gonna start off with Blake Griffin. So as you guys know, Blake Griffin is now on the Nets. He was acquired apparently by KD. That's what I'm hearing.
Interesting.
KD's the GM now, so
Yeah.
KD is a new LeBron, and now we have Blake Griffin on the Nets. So I'm gonna kick it off to y'all first. Obviously, y'all know I have my opinion. So D, what do you think Blake Griffin's a good fit, and do you think that he'll help them get a championship?
Good question. Good question. I do think Blake Griffin's a good fit. I do think so because the Nets just don't have any big mans. They just don't. And I think at this point of Blake Griffin's career, he accepted who he is. He knows he's not what he used to be. So he knows he's gonna be playing behind KD, about to say Kawhi, Kyrie, and James Harden. So he knows he's not the guy anymore. And he just wanted out of Detroit. Detroit wasn't going anywhere. They're tanking. He wants to get a championship. He wants to get a championship. He's getting to the end of his career. So usually a lot of guys want to go for a championship. So I think he's going to improve. I think he's going to play this the same way. I watched him a little bit when he's on the Pistons, and he's just a guy that his knees are just too banged up. You can tell, like he can't jump as high anymore. He can drive, but he's not, consistent like that. He tries to pull up a lot from three, and he just doesn't really. And he's more of a playmaker, in his career now. So he knows his role and stuff. So, you know, that would be good for the Nets because they don't need him to score points. They just need that veteran, mindset of just try to win the game. Pass whoever's open, do my part. And as long as he can accept his role on that team and do his part, I don't see an issue um, with him being on the Nets. I think it'd be pretty good for him. They still need a bigger man, like a center type. He's about 6'10". He's not really the best at, guarding, you know, post players and, stuff like that. So they still need like a true center, but it's definitely um a little boost to them. As far as me believing they can win a championship, I think it can help. I mean, I always thought they had a chance, even before Blake Griffin. I'm one of the few people that think that they could win a championship. Um, Even without Blake Griffin. So I think adding Blake Griffin won't hurt their chances. I think it can only help, but it's just up to, of course, who they play in the finals and, if everybody's, on the same, mindset and level. Chemistry gotta be there. Chemistry gotta be there. So, but I think they have a decent chance to win it. A little boost from before.
Nicola?
Okay, for me, this is almost like a who cares acquisition. Like,
Yeah.
what difference does this make? I know this is your boy, Frau, but I'm gonna have to go
It's not
go
my
off.
boy,
Oh, it's not your boy. Okay, well,
but
I'm gonna
go
have to
ahead.
go off on him anyway. I saw some stats on ESPN the other day. This joint said he Blake Griffin has the second lowest field goal percentage from like the last like 2 years or something like that for players with at least 400 field goal attempts.
Oof.
The lowest. And honestly, when you watch him, it sort of makes sense because like
Yeah.
he's not the greatest shooter, yet the man be pulling up like he's KD or something like that. Um, and but the one that scared me, the next stat was even scarier. It said this dude has not had a dunk attempt since like 2019 or some
Yeah.
crazy time frame.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin, dude, he used to be on highlights, throwing the ball in the
Yeah.
basket above the rim, and now he's not even trying to go for dunks. That's scary to me.
His knees are
So
done.
yeah, he's obviously older, steps slower, health problems. So at the end of the day, this was more like a size for Blake Griffin than it is a size for the Nets. Like Blake Griffin,
Right.
he's just trying to piggyback to get that ring. The Nets are just like, yeah, whatever. Like you'll maybe be a rotation player because, to
Yeah,
be
it can't
honest,
hurt.
yeah, and to be honest, as far as like fit with the team, I think the kid they already have on their roster, what's his name? The
Nicholas Claxton.
There you go, Nicholas
Yeah.
Claxton. I think he's showing some potential. I think he's showing that he can help the team, and he can almost. I think he'll almost like take that role that Blake Griffin could be taking. I don't know. It'll sort of be a battle between them two, for that spot, but
Oh,
it'll
Jeff
be
Green too.
yeah. Well, yeah. I guess they're looking more for like a big man in the post. Jeff Green definitely isn't that, but we'll see. I don't think Blake Griffin is going to offer much to the net, to be honest. So that's just my view. And they better hope he doesn't hurt their chances. That would be
Right.
terrible. But
I see Frau dropping Blake Griffin right now. I saw Frau getting ready to drop Blake Griffin right now. Going to recent activity. Blake Griffin dropped. Thank you.
Blake Griffin's on Frow's fantasy team. We got a little fantasy league, so yeah.
Yeah, Frau. What you
I'm all
thinking,
in.
man?
I'm all in on Blake Griffin.
Ooh.
And let me explain why. I get what you're saying. Okay, first of all, ESPN is fake news, so we don't listen to ESPN and stats here.
Numbers don't lie though.
Numbers lie. But so my thing is, I'm not looking okay. I'm looking at it from this just the situation that Blake Griffin is in, right? For me, I don't count anything that I see out of Detroit that I didn't see with like my own two eyes because it's Detroit. Like imagine this, right? I'm gonna paint a picture for you. Blake Griffin goes from LA playing with the Clippers to being a title contender for his whole career to then going to Detroit. Bro, it's like 20 degrees in the winter all the time. I think Blake Griffin's used to that.
Well,
I
have
think
fun
he's
in
used
New
to
York.
20 degrees.
His knees sure ain't.
That's what you know what I'm
He's
saying.
a
Like
chatter.
he goes from that to Detroit, which is a terrible franchise. Like we've heard a lot of things coming out of that franchise as far as like dysfunction. They haven't been good since Ben Wallace and them. So I don't trust anything that he's done in Detroit. Now going
You
from
gotta watch him though.
Yeah,
I
He's
do.
he's
In
not just
fairness,
missing. He's not just missing
I
on
haven't watched him
purpose.
in like a year. Okay, fair enough. But actually, I would contend that. He is missing on purpose.
Stop it.
I would say he's missing on purpose because
So
he's trying to get out of Detroit. Right?
he's
James Harden.
purposely.
What did James Harden do for Houston?
Well,
He
that's a
wore the
lot
fat suit.
different.
He wore the fat suit. Right? James Harden didn't put that weight on. Come on, y'all. He has a fat suit. So that's the thing, right? It's like if you're trying to get traded, you're gonna do what you got to do to get out of that team.
So he
So
didn't attempt. He
So
didn't
he's
attempt
been
to.
putting up bricks for 3 years. I don't get
for
it.
Right.
3, I
Hasn't
don't think he
attempted
cares
a
about.
dunk
Okay, to
in
be honest,
3
I don't.
years.
Okay, on all seriousness, I don't think he cares about basketball. Right? I really don't think he cares. I think he's in comedy now. He's executive producing a show. Like he's doing a lot of things outside the sport of basketball. So I think that for Blake, I think this is his last chance, right? In his career. This is his last chance to do
Yeah,
something.
he's retiring after this.
He's done after this. Like
Yeah.
it's nothing more than this. So my thing is, I think despite all the stats and despite all the evidence, which I agree with all y'all, obviously that was a joke. I think he's gonna have to play well, right? Like, what choice does he have? He's gonna be bad,
Yeah, like he's been bad
Right, he's
for
just
the
not.
last couple
but
years.
I don't count that time. That time
But
doesn't. He's playing for
okay,
nothing.
so you don't think that you don't believe in the argument that like if you go on a bad team, your stats are actually better because there's not as many other people taking shots, um, and you just like you can
Garbage
pad your
point.
stats when you're on a worse team. You don't think
Okay,
that
In
affected Blake
fairness, right?
Griffin?
Let me pull this up. So I don't. When Blake Griffin was it 2 years ago when he first got to Detroit, he was averaging 25, at least 25 points a game, right off of the Clippers.
Hmm.
Do you remember that guy? Okay, for the audience, me and D had a conversation, a debate a couple years ago where I was saying, do you remember what I was saying? I said that Blake Griffin was better than Giannis. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, you,
that
yeah.
that obviously he was slicing it, but Blake Griffin was playing that good. He was playing as good as a Giannis. He was hitting those step back shots. He was doing all these different things. Is he that same Blake Griffin today? No, I don't think so. But I would say that in this situation with Kyrie, with James Harden, with Kevin Durant, I think he could be. He I mean, it's what does he have to do? He just has to get the ball, he has to make his shots. He's going to get the fourth guy on him. Do you get what I'm saying? Like he's going to have these opportunities to do all these things. I'm saying as far as the situation, I think that this sounds crazy, but I think looking at the stat line is in this case is not an accurate representation of what's the what future we're going to see from him because he was in Detroit.
Yeah, I
We're
just
talk we're
I
talk
just went
we're
off the
talking about
games I saw.
Right.
where'd he
Just like
play?
just he wasn't. It's just not good.
What
Yeah.
jersey do you have on?
It
Wait,
doesn't matter. All right.
Detroit. Yeah, it doesn't.
If
All right.
so, you think
All
he'll
right.
have a dunk on the Nets?
I don't
Maybe a
know. I
dunk.
don't think so. I think maybe no, I think he'll have a dunk, but it's not that.
What what
I
what's your boost level? One to 10. Like, how much do you think he can help the Nets win championship? Like 1 to 10.
well,
Or 1 to 5. I say one
where
to five.
it depends on where did they start, right? Where are they before Blake Griffin? Where are the Nets as far as
Just say,
winning
just
the
start
ring?
from one. Just start from one. Like, how
One
much?
meaning as good as they already were.
Yeah, before Blake Griffin. Just like how much better can he make them?
3. That's a
Yeah,
kind of hard way to look at it,
I,
but
I'm assuming 3 would be like decently good.
but look, I would agree with y'all if the Nets gave something up for Blake Griffin. If they gave something up for him, I'm with you, but on top of that team already doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt
Yeah,
having Blake
that's
Griffin.
the
Doesn't
point I made. I don't think it hurt.
You hope it doesn't hurt. You hope it
it
doesn't
Yeah,
won't
you're
hurt
hurt.
hoping.
If it hurts,
because
sit him.
because
If he's really as
right.
badly hurt as we think as people think he is, okay, then you act accordingly to that. But if he's I'm looking at it from the perspective of a player who at one time did care about winning and now has basically his last chance to be in the league. Like I wouldn't say he was never a bad player. He was somebody who was always trying to win, right? So given a new opportunity on a new team, on a super team, he's never played really on a team like this. Maybe you can count the Clippers, but nah, I wouldn't count those Clippers like that. I would say that especially with the way his game has changed in the last 2 years with him now shooting threes, like I think if he works on his efficiency there, I think that makes a complete change to that team.
What do you Frau? He's not efficient. He's had his whole career to show you that he can learn how to shoot.
Yeah,
Like this is his peak shooting. He won't get
it
better at
won't get
shooting.
better. It won't.
He won't get better at shooting. And
Okay.
like
I
it's
think
just
I'm saying it based on the situation that he was in. If we could pull this up.
the
Hold up.
only
But
the only argument that you gave that I agree with is that less focus will be on him. He's not the like number one, number two, or number three option.
yeah,
And
but he still
on
have the
that,
number 4 on him. He's still gonna have that starting power forward on him. So
right?
it was no difference. He just he still
Yeah.
drew that starting power forward, that big man.
In 2018, 2019, his first season on Detroit, he's averaging 24 points a game before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was his
Did
last
he?
like good season.
So hold on. Who was it? Who said the Nicole? Was that you who said the thing about dunks? He
Mm-hmm.
didn't dunk in 2 years. That was
Mhm.
2 years ago. So
Yeah.
Not
we
3
even
years
without
ago.
2019,
That's when he averaged 24.
24 points. He averaged 24 points in 2019, early 2019.
Yeah, that's
So
in the
so here's
past.
my thing. He wasn't dunking. Yeah, I get that. But he wasn't dunk. That wasn't his game back then. His game
Yeah, I
wasn't
know.
his game wasn't dunking. His game was spot up shooting and
Get into the
dribbling
paint.
off the
And
I'll
what,
get yeah,
what was his
Shine.
get
field goal percentage?
let's see. Field goal percentage.
Because when it was with the Clippers, it was at least 50%
53%.
with the Pistons.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about? Do you see like the next couple of years after that? How far it fell off?
40, 45.
It went from 53 to 45.
Yeah, it dropped. It dropped off big. I agree with you. But what I'm saying is it's 2 years removed. It's a new team. I think he's gonna shock a few people. And I'm not just saying that because I have him in fantasy. Truly,
A little bit.
I don't think so. I don't no because I was saying that years ago. I was giving him praise years ago when he was playing well. So it's
Yeah.
not strict. It is. That's what I hope happens. But that's what we're talking about, right? We're only talking about what we hope happens. Nobody knows,
Right.
right? Y'all talking about what's most likely to happen
I just saw what I saw. That's what I'm judging.
on
I have him
Detroit.
in fantasy too. I was watching those
Well,
Pistons games. I have
you
no
have him
business
on.
watching the Pistons game.
You have him on Detroit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the thing. Do you believe he's missing shots on purpose? I don't believe he was missing shots on purpose.
I don't think. Okay. Fair enough.
I
I
just
don't
don't.
think he was missing shots on purpose. I think he wasn't practicing.
I just think he just.
I
I
don't think
agree.
he practiced.
I agree. He doesn't care.
Do
I
you think he went to practice? You think
sometimes
Blake Griffin was going to practice?
not the
in
back-to-back
Detroit?
practices. If it's back-to-back, he ain't going. He go the other day. I bet that joint Monday, Wednesday, Friday, boy. I ain't going back.
he's A days and B days for practice.
Game day, he doesn't practice, and then he practices when there's no game. That way, there's no wear and tear on his knees too much,
Nah, it's not why he didn't practice. Had nothing to do with no knees. I can tell you that. Actually, he had a Comedy Central pilot to film. That's why he was doing it.
Right.
But okay, we're gonna get off Blake Griffin because but actually real quick. I feel this one. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel this.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna revisit this segment. All right. We're gonna end it there. I'm gonna any closing words? Y'all got anything to say?
Just you better pray for your fantasy team.
Yeah.
I mean, if he does, if it,
onto him for weeks, and like if he just craps the bed, like what are you gonna do? You just wasted a bunch of fantasy.
I mean, I lost Kendrick Nunn if that happens, so it's not too bad.
I don't know. We'll see, man. You should have held on to Kendrick Nunn definitely over Blake Griffin. Like he's just not doing anything. But
It's
whatever.
just, I'm not a hater, but yeah, we gotta get going. But it's just like he's just
Damn,
not.
Blake Griffin's gonna fuck y'all up. That's crazy.
Hey, I'm cool. I mean, come to the podcast. I mean, I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm just being honest, Blake. Don't get in your feelings now.
That's where D is like at least 3 or 4 NBA players who want
On the hit list, I'm on the hit
dog.
list. Yeah.
Porzingis.
It's a bounty on
Oh,
me.
Ben Simmons is gonna really like
Oh yeah,
fuck
Ben.
you up,
Yeah, he
bro.
hates me. Yeah, he hates me.
Yeah, Ben versus
And Cauley
Ben.
Stein, he hates me.
But have you noticed how D's only beefing with centers? Isn't that weird? Like centers and power forwards.
Ben
Can't
Simmons,
beef with
yeah.
Ja Morant or something, dog. You can't beef with like
Ja Morant,
somebody closer to your size, like Nate Robinson or like.
it's just why I mean he did get his he did get whooped by effing Jake Paul. He got his ass beat.
I have a whole opinion on that. That's a whole different,
That was
a
straight up embarrassing.
whole different
That was
subject.
embarrassing, Nate Robinson. Embarrassing. How dare you do black people like that? No, I'm kidding. Don't take me down, YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm black.
All right, guys. So we're gonna segue to another topic. This is kind of a controversial topic, and I'm gonna let you guys know we're gonna have to tread a little bit here because of YouTube and the censorship
Yeah.
on this platform. So we're gonna have to be very careful here. But
I disagree, but go ahead.
that about the censorship?
Yeah, I don't care if they censor me, but go ahead.
Well, if they don't censor just you, they censor all of us. So
Oh, okay. Well, I guess y'all taking that risk too then.
Let's get
through
to
association.
Yeah.
All right, so this is definitely not gonna be the clip we're gonna put up, but
skip Nicola's part. Just cut him
yeah,
out.
what if we had Nicola grayed out during the
Just
nah, bro,
mute
it's
it.
for you. We're doing this for you. It's for your benefit. Okay, so do you think that NBA players should step up and be influencers to the community regarding taking the vaccine, and either by advocating for it or by taking the vaccine themselves? I'm gonna start with D because I want
Yeah,
to let you. I know you
and
you were saying you didn't your
yeah,
opinion
yeah.
wasn't too
I
deep
mentioned
on
it,
this.
earlier. I don't really have like a big opinion on it. So I'm gonna keep it nice, short, and sweet. Um, should should it be influencers? Like, should they? You saying should, as in like they should like volunteer to like take the vaccine and influence people, right? Okay.
Yeah. Basically.
I, I I'm not against anything. I think if
You're against Ben Simmons, but go ahead.
yeah, but that's just his game. Get better. That's your job. Um,
Okay.
no, but honestly, I don't care if they want to be influencers or not. I'm not going to look at them any different type of way. I'm going to take the Ebro approach, and with the politics, who cares? Like they shouldn't do it.
You're being PC, bro.
They shouldn't do it.
Go ahead. My
Wait,
bad.
so hold
I'm
on,
just fucking with you.
just so I'm clear on your position, D. You said you don't
Oh, here it
care
comes.
initially, but now you said they shouldn't do it.
No, I was just making fun of Ebro. Just saying like you shouldn't talk about politics. You shouldn't
okay.
talk about nah. Yeah, I was just making fun of Ebro. No, but no. Yeah, like my first point is where I stand. Like I don't care, like at all. Like if I think it's good if they want to do it to try to influence people to take it, that's up to them. I'm not gonna be like, how dare you, But at the same time, if someone doesn't want to do it, I don't think they're forced or they should do it. That's where I'm at. But I would love to hear y'all opinions on it because I'm not against anything. Y'all say something, I'm with. I get it. I'm with it, whether you agree with me or not. 'Cause I don't, I don't really. I'm not against any opinion anybody has when it comes to like this type of stuff. I think it just depends on. Of course, it depends on your health. It depends on how you view, the vaccine. It depends on the person. It's so many different scenarios. I'm just not gonna say someone should or shouldn't do with a topic like this. But yeah, I'm gonna let.
Okay, Nicole, do you mind if I go? I want to save you for last.
Sure. I mean, to be honest, I don't have like my answer is pretty. It's not gonna be like anything crazy, but you could go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm kind of with you, D, on the word should, just because personally I don't really care. I don't really care if you should or not. But I guess I can see the advantage. And I'll speak to that. I'll speak to the advantage of players being influencers. I mean, the reality is, and understandably so, in the Black community, especially regarding the vaccine, um, there's a lot of mistrust there, and and at the same time, when it comes to, I don't even want to say the word because I swear I know they can track the word, so I'm just gonna say the
Yeah.
virus, right? Let's call it that. Just with the
Mhm.
virus, um, that it's hit the Black community harder than it has other um, communities in the U.S. and around the world. So um, there, I think that it wouldn't be a bad thing per se if NBA players if we're being influencers in this regard. I don't think it would be a bad thing just because uh, if they're giving out accurate information and helpful information for people that make that choice that they want to go out and get it, and maybe somebody looks at LeBron James, even though he said he wouldn't do it, but like or any other player saying that giving out this information, if people look to these people for this information, I don't think it's a bad thing. Again, that's also if the player wants to do it. I don't think contractually, I don't know what's going to happen, but um, if they can give out helpful information that could help somebody, maybe somebody that could be immunocompromised or whatever the case may be, then I'm for it in that way. But again, I think it's entirely up to the players. It's entirely up to the people who are, the ones who are gonna go out and get it. But um, I don't know. It's just, yeah. Again, it's an odd. I think it's an odd question as far as like, should they, like, just because like I don't know if they. I think if they feel strongly about it, they should. I mean, like for example, right? I'll just as an example, if Carl Anthony Towns was the one doing it, right? If he was an advocate for it, I think that would touch a lot of people. A lot of people would be touched by that because they'd be like, "Oh, I get why he's saying it." It's not your first thought wouldn't be like, "Oh, what's he trying to do or whatever." It's
Mhm.
obvious. So, um, I would understand that, and if that's the position he wanted to take, I'm for it. And I just hope they give out accurate information. Nicola,
Yeah.
Can you say the question one more time, compressed real quick? Say it. Just
it's
ask it again.
should NBA players step up to be influencers in the community, or in general regarding the vaccine, uh, by either speaking about it or taking it themselves?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Just my opinion, but hell to the fuck no. First of all, first of all, if you need to like look at someone like like a famous person like LeBron or like your favorite actor or actress to be like, hey, to get your opinion on like injecting some chemical concoction for like this virus that
This
nobody
video's
knows
not
shit
gonna make it
about,
on
like
YouTube.
that's new.
This video's not gonna post it. Go ahead.
If you need to look at someone to like make your own opinion, like you're done. You're lost already. Just go be a bot somewhere. Just go because it, you're like you're willing to inject something in your body just because someone told you that. First of all, that just makes no sense to me right off the bat.
Yeah.
Is LeBron a vaccine expert? No. Why would I care what LeBron has to say about the freaking vaccine? Now, now, and I get what you're saying, Frau. Like it's impacted the Black community especially, and some people might feel like they have an obligation to go out there and try to get people to take the vaccine. Um,
Mhm.
but like you said, there's a mistrust, and rightfully so. That
Yeah.
mistrust should be there. Black people have
Mhm.
been oppressed in this country for years and years and years. They've done, if you just look back at history, they've done like weird scientific experiments, even.
Syphilis
So,
trials, 1950s.
exactly.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, of course there's a mistrust. And of course, LeBron's gonna be like, this is a private matter. And it is a private matter. He's right. It's
Yeah,
everyone's choice.
Absolutely.
It's
right.
everyone's choice if you want to take it or not. So it's the whole thing is just ridiculous to me. It's like it's almost like they're like this vaccine, it's emergency use vaccine. No one studied the long-term effects or
Oh,
anything like that. It's not, and it's also I don't want to get too into the science here. um but it's basically like a type of vaccine that's never been like mass produced and this untested before, first time ever. So to me, obvious answer, hell to the fuck no. No, it's a private matter. Do your own research, make your own choice, stop being a bot. It's so simple.
thank you, Nicola, because that's something me and Frau talked about a little bit before the podcast started. Right, and I said exactly what you said. I just didn't want to, I completely agree with you.
Mhm.
Um, I agree with you 100%. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I wanted to take the high road, be cool with it, but I'm not gonna go too long. But it's just ridiculous. Like, how can someone, because he's famous, I'm gonna do because he's famous, and just risk my life because anything can happen, any side effect, anything can happen. I'm just gonna do it because he's doing it. He's right. It's LeBron. Like, that's just the craziest, most bot thing I've ever
Right.
heard in my life.
And
It,
and
like,
the thing is, when people push it too, they're like they just assume that it's like
yeah,
a good thing to take it.
right.
There's no even
No,
assumption that, hey, maybe it's a bad choice if you take this. That's
that's
like you
exactly,
can't even speak about that because people look at you weird or whatever. They'll
exactly.
start labeling you.
And that's the messed up part. And I just said, like, earlier too, like, how long does it usually take to make a vaccine, right? Right, couple years, maybe 3 years, even longer,
Longer,
longer.
longer.
Like,
I mean, for AIDS, they've been researching vaccine forever. They still don't have one for that.
yeah.
So.
And you're trying to tell me something that is completely new to us, a virus, and we still don't know anything about it like that. Like, we don't know really how it spreads completely. We don't know um what it can do to you long term, short term, anything. We don't even know. Some people don't even know we have it. We don't even know we have it. Like that's how clueless and unknown this whole thing is. So you're trying to tell me, oh, it's just okay, now we just have some vaccine that's just we're gonna be completely good, and yeah, we're gonna go back to normal 2022, guys. Go back to normal. Yeah. I know you guys miss it. I know teachers are mad because I just want to go to the school. I get that part. Teachers are blown. They gotta do Zoom calls and stuff. I agree with that. It sucks teaching kids, especially freaking try teaching a kid over a computer, like 30 kids. Yeah. So I get that everyone wants it to work but like you like what Nicole said, do your research. Have your own mindset. Just do your research. If you feel like you need to take it, or maybe you want to go on vacation, maybe you want to travel, maybe eventually jobs will, it'd be required. Fine. Personally, for me, I'm taking the wait and see approach as long as I can. As long as I can until I feel like I really have to. I'm not gonna if I see Kevin Durant, he's at the hospital doing the vaccine, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, wow, I changed my mind. Oh, it's Kevin Durant. Dang, I trust it. Yeah, it's Kevin Durant, though. They won't nothing will happen to him. He's famous." Like, come on, man. Like, he's not human. He's not really human. Come on, what? Like, yeah,
You ever see him make a 40-foot shot? He's not human.
that's how you make all those
Humans
shots.
don't make that.
He's not human, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I completely agree with Nicola, 100%. It's just crazy, ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Gotta get
Yeah,
better.
I I
Get
I
better.
I agree with you with the influencer part, just because
Gotta get better.
it is weird. Yeah, that's definitely a weird thing. And I think
And it
it's
shows how
like
weak-minded we are.
but it's disrespectful, I think. It's disrespectful to the people who are being talked to. Like, it's like, "Hey guys, I'm LeBron James and take this. Like put this in your arm right here." Like that's a little disrespectful for people to think that would even work. Because I mean, because unfortunately it would work on people,
That's the whole
but
point. Yeah. That's the
but
whole point of
there
having
are other people
commercials.
there are other people like us that see that and are like, "Come on, bro. It's not like a free throw shooting contest, LeBron. Like this is you, you know, putting a vaccine yourself." So I respect his opinion. Um,
Definitely.
as fa-
Yeah.
as far as the other sides of it, I mean, again, I just want to point this out. Despite our opinions, everybody just take your own discretion on it. It's your
It's your
decision.
life.
It's your decision. It's your take your own stance. Do your own research. We're not here to dissuade you in any way. I gotta take the PC approach here because I gotta I gotta balance this out a little bit.
Too late.
Um,
This
but
video ain't making the past 2 days, buddy.
because
No, it could.
you know, yeah, I mean, and you know what? And maybe it does work. Maybe maybe the
Yeah.
vaccine work. Like who knows, right? We I'm saying we don't know, but um, it's I guess again, it's wait and see. As far as
Wait,
influencers though, as far as influencers though, I don't.
who
It's
cares?
weird. I used to work in marketing, so I've always I'm a little iffy when it comes to influencer marketing. I think it's like it's a cheat code that is dishonest in my opinion. So I don't like to see it personally. I don't like seeing influencer marketing. Unless it's for like skincare or something like that's, you know, it,
not a life changing decision.
Yeah.
Maybe.
yeah. I like Floyd Mayweather could sell me a punching bag. Like I don't know if LeBron could sell me a vaccine, but
But the dude did sell you his cologne at the barbershop at one time.
I did influencer marketing. The dude was
Oh.
influential.
He got you
It
good.
wasn't even that wasn't even that was oil. I got
Oh my
I know the
god.
oil salesman at the
You bought
barbershop.
snake oil.
Yeah.
I bought snake oil. I'm a snake oil salesman. So so that all that to say that influencer marketing works. So everybody be be careful. Um and so we're gonna talk about All Star, but
There we go. It's
All Star is I don't know. Quick, can somebody do a quick recap? Nicole, I know you watched it. You watched
Yeah.
all of All Star.
I
Quick
mean,
recap, just quick.
quick recap. Sabonis won the skills challenge, right? It was him, right? Or
he
was it
did.
Vucevic? Okay.
It was a
Won
bonus.
it. Steph won the 3-point. Who cares about? No one cared about the dunk contest. There were some of the dunks were like jaw swaggy, but not really.
Mhm.
And then the All Star game was pretty entertaining, but also nothing too special. Key takeaway for me though was Steph Curry is a beast. Like, don't sleep on this dude. It was sort of like a respect tour for Steph Curry. Like, just because he was like he won the 3-point contest on a clutch last shot, and
Mhm.
and then he was making like half court shots. He matched Dame Lillard's half court shot one time. So Steph was just showing out. He's showing he's still, top of the league, top elite superstar player. So um yeah, that was pretty much it. That was my takeaway from All Star Weekend.
Okay, I don't got anything. I don't got shit about
I
All
ain't
Star.
I ain't see
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
Dame
I
D, you didn't see it?
I ain't see it.
Damn, you do a podcast, you didn't see it? Damn,
Yeah.
bruh. So I didn't see it
I
either.
know.
I'm not gonna hold. I saw some of the dunk contest. I
I
saw
I saw stuff when
the
I was
end
like,
of the
"Dang,
three.
Steph doing stuff."
Yeah,
Dunk
and
contest, I saw just
I saw Dame and Steph going back and
going
forth
back and forth, yeah.
in the All Star game,
I
but
saw the highlights, yeah.
yeah, it's
Dunk
highlights.
contest was
But
trash.
nowadays, yeah,
Um,
wasn't even All Star. Wasn't it All Star Day? It wasn't even All Star Weekend, right?
Yeah, All Star Day. Yep.
yeah.
All Star Day, whatever. But okay, so we're gonna go to the next topic, which is prediction time. Oh,
Ooh,
That's the fun part.
yes,
Ooh,
sir.
I wanna
so
hear
we
it.
officially are the halfway point of the season. Uh, who will be the number one seed in each conference? Nicola.
Well, we starting with the East or West?
It's your
Go
choice.
East. Soft East
Go
first.
East. Yeah, you love the East.
The weak East.
East. Okay. Honestly,
The
East
least.
is a slightly
The
The
Weast.
the
least.
least
The least. The least conference.
the least conference. This one's a little harder for me than the West, just because there's more options. I mean, there's only 3 options, but um, it's a little tough picking between the 3. But I'm gonna go with the Nets. I'm gonna go with the Nets.
Good choice. Blake Griffin.
Yeah, not because of Blake
I
Griffin.
am.
Yeah,
I know.
not because of him. I just think they're only half game back from the 76ers right now with I mean, they haven't even had James Harden for the start of the season until he got traded. Kyrie Irving been in and out due to depression. KD got hamstring issues. Um,
This
so
guy.
God,
so like they haven't even been really 100% yet, which is also slightly a concern. They need to get their chemistry together. But once they're at full strength, and I think they're gonna make a few more pickups, shore up their big man rotation. I think they'll climb to the top. They'll beat up on all these weak East teams. Sorry, Least. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Nets. I could see the 76ers dropping a few, because Ben Simmons can't shoot and Joel Embiid might run into his usual injury problems. So I'm gonna take the Nets.
it's funny though how Nicole has switched up. Nicole, welcome to my side. Nicole, it's about time you start with the real beast over here.
Hold
I'm
on,
trying to get
hold up.
I'm
Let me
trying to get
clarify.
Trout to come to my side too. But hold on, can y'all vouch for me? Or bees in the cup vouch for me? I think it was the first episode of the podcast. I think even before I was saying the Nets were going to make it that far. I was saying that they're going to make the finals, and,
Hold
and
on,
I,
hold on.
and I believe you guys
Hold
were
on,
disagreeing
hold on,
with me.
hold on.
Like,
I gotta cut you off.
James Harden can do this
I
and
agree with
that.
you. I don't think I
Just
James
did.
because
Harden did this and that. Kyrie depression. KD can't stay healthy. He's the only good guy
Did I
there.
disagree with
They
you?
don't have a big man. What are they going to do? No Levert. Oh, he's coming back though. Congrats to him. No Levert.
Hey,
Like
congrats
this
to
and
Levert.
that. Like no Dinwiddie. All people Dinwiddie. Come on now. Like, oh my gosh. I was like, stop it. Like, they just got another monster on the team. But welcome to my side. You're finally starting to see the
I'm not
games.
on your side. Not on your
That's really
side.
good. So I
Just
know you're like, dang, D was
nope.
kind of
Just because
right.
I
D,
picked them to be
you said
regular
this.
season champs doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean
And
shit.
you
It'll be
said
different
they were the
playoff
greatest
time.
team of all time. That's what you said.
Huh?
You said they were the greatest team of all time. So I don't
Did I
agree
say
with
that?
that.
Nah, don't put words in my mouth. Let's go back to the first episode. Roll the clip. Yeah. And I'm gonna put the clip
It's how to say roll the clip when there's no clip.
they want to see it. Us three viewers, us three are going to see it. But I guess I could say my opinion on this since Nicole wants to get on my side all of a sudden. I accepted
I'm not on
Nicole.
your side.
So what are you saying?
I'm just because I picked them to finish first in the regular season don't mean shit come
You
playoff time.
wasn't picking them first one to start with, so this is a big improvement.
Well, first of all, if you remember going back to episode 1 again, I didn't press the panic button. My finger was just
Oh,
overly shaking.
you
Yeah.
should.
And when playoff time comes back, trust me, I'm gonna be sweating again. So
Yeah.
there you go.
We'll see what they do.
Do
in
you
the
remember why? Do you remember why you were panicking?
Their defense,
The
which
defense, yeah.
they prove they still don't have until they make some changes. So
That is very true. I give you that. My opinion,
Where's
yeah,
Tyson Chandler when you need him?
I know. He'd be much better than Blake Griffin, I'll tell you that. And that's fast, and you know it's right. You know I'm right because you're laughing. But no, to be honest though, I mean nothing has changed for me. I mean, I was right all along. Still gotta wait and see. Still gotta wait and see, but we'll just watch episode 1. It's how I feel still. I mean, and y'all see James Harden balling. Y'all have to admit, James Harden is balling, and he's starting to get that chemistry on that team. You can see it. And Kyrie
with no KD. Okay.
That's it's amazing, right? With no KD, you think KD's gonna be like, give me the ball? No, KD's the perfect off-ball player, the most selfless player on that team, and you know it's true. Superstar, I should say. And KD, he learned from the Warriors. Even though he was the guy in the Warriors, he learned how to play team basketball, which is something James Harden's going to slowly adapt to. It's the whole point Frau was saying about Blake Griffin, right? When you want to win, you try to win. Not that's Blake Griffin. Maybe he might improve, right? He wants to win. James
Absolutely.
Harden,
I agree
he's
with you.
sick of people
I
criticizing him.
disagree.
How dare you disagree with me? Well, what's the part you disagree on?
I just first with the thing with KD. The thing with KD,
When I
like
said that, oh,
you're right. He played with superstars on the Warriors, but those superstars were not James Harden dribble, 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 Kyrie dribble, dribble, dribble. They were Steph and Clay. They were also like
I love.
pass first. They had a system. Everything worked.
But you don't think James
They
Harden's
have
gonna
to make
change?
it work now. They
He's
have
gonna
to make it
change,
work.
Nicola. He's
It's
making
not.
it.
It's not necessarily. I'm a little worried about James just because he can't play without the ball. He just can't.
Yeah,
Um,
he can.
so my concern again is more with Kyrie, how he's gonna fit into that third role.
Beautiful,
And
beautiful, Nicola.
I don't know. I don't know because you have KD playing off ball, you have Kyrie playing off ball. Yeah, they can
I'm
rotate,
not.
but it's just the ball movement. It just won't be as smooth because their tendency is to do dribble, dribble, dribble. That's their tendency. The Warriors never had that tendency, and not only is it their tendency, that's how they grew up in the NBA. Kyrie and Harden, they had the ball all the time. They were dribbling,
Yeah, but people didn't think Kyrie and LeBron would work out.
right?
Kyrie took the back seat.
Right. Well, and
Point.
I give Kyrie props for that. But can they do it? It's different when there's three stars like this.
But they're homies.
We'll see.
That means something.
We'll see if they're still homies when they retire. We'll see.
I mean, I know Kyrie and KD are like close friends, like off the court. So
And
and,
KD and James Harden played with
yeah,
each other.
and I think like I mean KD and Kyrie has done it, so I don't think they care as much about like basketball like that anymore. Like we did it, we done it, like you know. But James Harden does, so I think James Harden. I think you're gonna see a better James Harden in the playoffs. Once again, I should call him Harden James because in the playoffs he's like George Paul, just disappears. But I think James Harden would get a championship before George Paul, and I think that um it's gonna work. I mean, you can just see it. What they're doing, Katie's just watching. He's sitting back like, dang, can they really win games without me? Oh, they can't bet.
I don't see anything because I don't see them three on the court together yet. They've done it what, 3 games?
That's a
I don't
dangerous
see what
part.
you see. That's
That's a
not dangerous. It's
it's scary.
scary if they get together and then they start messing up.
And
That's
they
scary.
no, they won't. How can they mess up?
Hold on,
I
real
don't,
quick. So what's the objective? Is it to make the finals, to make the
They
get far in
better
the
win a
playoffs?
championship. If they don't win a
I
championship,
wouldn't
I
say
mean,
better.
they better. I mean, they
The Lakers
better.
are nice with AD.
Yeah, they got to get to the finals though.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
say they
saying,
gotta get to the finals. I agree with that.
definitely. I'm
So
just
so
saying from
Nicola,
the
would you say they're
perspective of forming a super team with your friends, all of them inside themselves, they're saying we better win a championship. And
But
in
yeah,
my
for sure?
opinion, you should. Whenever you like make a super team like this, the ridiculous super team, it's championship or bust for me. But just because I acknowledge that they have no defense and there could be chemistry issues, just from my perspective, it's finals or bust. But they to themselves, it better be championship or bust. Otherwise, why did you do this?
well, you can say the same thing about the Heat. They lost to y'all and then they won 2 in a row.
Exactly, and they should have won a championship that year. They
But they
should have.
ended up winning 2 after.
Yeah, well, after they got smacked by who.
Yeah,
That
you know,
helped
the
though.
background.
Would you
But
say that
it
helped?
helps. It helps like 'cause it doesn't matter. You know it doesn't matter. We've seen it all in sports. Like these people try to co- uh, collab and play together, and it just doesn't work out at times. 'Cause it's the first year. It's just too hard to. Everyone's different, you know. They're used to different play styles, and chemistry's just not there.
I get it, but
Uh,
you got it when you form a super team. You have to get past those issues. You got to win now. You need to.
That
It's
is
just
true.
like there's
Yeah.
that much pressure. Imagine if like LeBron lost again the next year. This dude would be
well, yeah,
not
that two in a row. That's bad. Yeah.
right. I mean, everyone's already putting the Nets under a microscope. Imagine if they lose this year and next year it's like, oh my God, it'll be like times two what it was this year.
I agree with you, Nicola, but it depends on how they lose. Because I think if they lose if they lose in Game 7 in the finals, would you say
Mhm.
that's a bust?
Okay,
Or like
I guess I could excuse that. Yeah.
6 games in the finals, is that a bust? If it went to Game 6? I think if they make the finals, oh, okay, I won't say that. I think they can't get swept.
Yeah, win at least win
Yeah,
2
they have to
games.
compete. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
gotta compete. At least 2, yeah, like D what you're saying. At least 2 games, and I'll say that's not a bust. But,
Okay,
um,
I could agree with that.
so do you guys just to, we didn't even have this written down, but is there any team in the East that's gonna give the Nets a problem?
Definitely.
Yeah, it can
And
happen.
what is that and what is that team? We'll just make this
I mean,
quick.
it's just two. It's only 3 teams in the East that have a chance.
Mhm.
Obviously, the 76ers, the Nets, and the Bucks. That's it. Everyone else just scratching them off right now.
No Celtics?
No
No
Celtics.
Knicks?
No, no Knicks.
That was a good one.
Congrats to the Knicks for finally being in the playoffs. Maybe it's still a long
Maybe,
season,
right.
but um,
Yeah, Julius Randle had 7 points when he came back, so not fantasy points,
Oh,
7
real points, yeah.
buckets. His
That's,
first game back from the All-Star game, so
yeah, that man was drinking a little too much.
I hope so.
Partying
My nigga need a
partying way
Bloody Mary or something. He gotta get rid of that hangover. The fuck? Alright, so, we're gonna shift to the West. So, right now, I believe uh, who the hell is number 1 in the West? The Jazz are currently sitting at number 1 at 27-9. D, do you think the Jazz are gonna stay that way the whole season?
I think it's possible. Um, the Suns are right behind them though. The Suns are a very,
2
very,
games
very
back.
they're only 2 games back.
Mhm.
And they're a very good team. So I mean, it's a long season. Um, they can definitely do it because they have a very deep team. They have the best defense in the league. So they can definitely do it. But I'm not going to count out the Suns getting the first seed. I won't even count out depending on the situation with the Lakers. If AD comes back relatively soon, I could see them
Yeah,
starting to pick it back
Lakers
up.
are 3.5 games back.
They're only 3 games behind. So
Yeah.
um and maybe even the Clippers if they start getting on a little win streak, you know. Um so it's still a lot of games left to be played. And to be honest, even like teams like the Trailblazers and the Nuggets, I mean they're what, like 6 games behind. I mean,
Yep, both are 6
it's
games
a little
behind.
reach. It's a little reach. It'd be
Mhm.
hard, but I wouldn't count them out either. So I think the Jazz can do it. I think I'm more curious to see how they play in the playoffs. They always been, top 5 team out there with the best defense. And they basically got the same team. They added um what's his name? Bogdanovich from the
Mhm.
Pacers, right? Yeah. And he's been helping a lot on that team too. And Mike Conley's been helping a lot too. So
Jordan Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson,
A
dude's a
lot.
beast. I like him a lot. He's a beast. He can ball. He can actually ball.
Mhm.
He could be starting on a lot of
Hmm.
teams. But so their team is really good, and that's why I want to see them do good in the playoffs too because I don't think the team ever been this deep like this. Like they can score the bucket, they can play defense, like they can stop anybody from the paint. So I'm very excited to see how Donovan Mitchell plays with the rest of the other players. I know Gobert, even though I didn't really make fun of him. I just don't think he's like I think he's an all-star, but not like like I think an all-star like fancy doing this and that. Like he's just whatever. But he's still a big impact on that team, and he's going to do his job. And I think he's been doing his job his whole career. So I'm not worried about him. I'm just worried about the other role players stepping up. Not worried about Mike Conley. He's usually good. Jordan Clarkson, Donovan Mitchell been a little bit inconsistent in the playoffs, but I think this is the year they really take off, and I think they could finish first seed. As long as they keep doing what they do. But I'm not counting out the Suns. I think it's gonna be Suns or Utah, in my opinion.
Nicola?
Yeah.
I pretty much agree with you, D. I'm leaning more heavily on the Jazz. I think they're gonna stay the number one, but I'm definitely not counting out Phoenix. Um, and but I do think once you get to Lakers Clippers, I'm gonna go on a limb and say they're not gonna get it, just because I think LeBron, as we get into the later, as we approach the playoffs, he's gonna try to rest, get his body right for the playoffs. AD injury problems out right now. We don't know how many more games he's going to play. Um, just on that, that is enough of a doubt for me. And the Jazz are looking so good that I'm gonna go with the Jazz. They have the defense with Gobert. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Very deep team, and I'm gonna give Phoenix definitely a puncher's chance at taking over the number one seed. They've been playing well too. So we'll see. And Utah is very consistent, best plus minus in the whole league. I think they're gonna keep it that way.
This the year. This the year to do it.
Yeah, and they better step up in the playoffs this year.
They better.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I want. Yeah.
yeah,
A team like this, you gotta step up.
yeah. No excuses
Uh,
this year.
So do you think
Yeah.
the Lakers could? I know D was making a mention of it, but do you think the Lakers could maybe, if AD comes back soon, do you think they could take their spot back, or at least maybe get second?
They can get second. I don't think they're getting the first seed, just because they show a tendency to coast at times. Like they'll prioritize their health over getting the top seed, I think.
Yeah.
And just for that reason alone, I'm not gonna the Lakers.
I can see that.
Okay, okay, fair enough. And then we have I just kind of thought about this when y'all were saying it, but I read somewhere they said that Chris Paul's an MVP candidate. So one question I have about that is why is Devin Booker not the candidate? If we're taking somebody from the Suns, it's just a quick topic, but like,
Well, you could
Yeah.
is there
argue.
something I'm missing?
Yeah.
You could argue
You could
for it, but the
argue.
the
Yeah.
only reason, and I saw this on the TNT Inside the NBA, maybe that's where you pulled that from, but they
Nah,
were
I just
talking.
literally just thought about it.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not.
I didn't see it down there.
Charles Barkley was saying he thinks it's disrespectful that Chris Paul is not being spoken about, like, for being an MVP candidate. And
Yeah.
and then Kenny brought, or I think it was Kenny's the Jet Smith brought up, like, what's the difference between him with Chris Paul and Steve Nash when he won back-to-back MVPs. Basically they have similar numbers. Chris Paul's actually averaging more points than Steve Nash. So it was a good argument, but I think they were all tripping to compare Steve Nash to Chris Paul, because Chris Paul's not definitively the best player on his team, and Steve Nash most definitely was. Most definite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
You couldn't
Yeah.
even question that. So
Yeah.
um, that's where I think they're a little off base with that comment. And I don't think, yeah, Chris Paul's playing well, but he's not doesn't he's not dominant or impactful enough to be considered a MVP candidate. Not saying he's not dominant or impactful. He is, but just not enough. Not compared to some of these other MVP candidates who are, in some cases, putting the whole team on their back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I agree with Nicola. You know, it's amazing how well he's playing. This far in his career, he's still like, it's very impressive, like what he's doing at the age he's at, and still producing very well. So I give him props for that. But yeah, I mean, It's no hate, of course, nothing like that. I don't think. Yeah, it's like what you guys said too. If he's not the best player on his team, like how you going to throw MVP out there without mentioning like Devin Booker and stuff like that? And
Yeah.
on top of that, I don't even think you can say he's doing better than Giannis, Jokic, Stephen Curry, who I think is getting slept on too. And even LeBron. I don't know if I said LeBron, but still, it's a lot of people ahead of him. And I guess you say he's a candidate, to make him feel better. Like, yeah, I was an MVP candidate, 2021 that one year. Yeah, I mean, you played well. Nice. You wasn't close to winning the MVP, but you was a candidate. Like that's
That's a
like
big
that,
deal, though. Wouldn't
it's
you
on your
say?
resume. Hall of Fame resume. Like, yeah, 2021, I was an MVP candidate.
I
So
say that's a big deal to even be a candidate for
yeah, that means
MVP.
you balling. Yeah, that means you was
Yeah, because
balling.
only one person wins the award, so it's like
Right. Yeah, it goes
it's
by
not
record. I
terrible
mean,
to
even though
be.
they have the record, but yeah, it's
Mhm.
just like players are just playing better than him right now. So yeah, I mean, not much to say about it, to be honest. Like, Chris Paul, keep doing your thing. Whether you win MVP or not, it doesn't matter. Try to get a
Just
ring,
get a
man.
ring,
Try to
exactly.
get a ring, and be like, yeah, I did it. So yeah.
Anything else, guys?
I was
I
saying, what were your
believe
thoughts, Frau? Who do you think's taking the West #1 seed?
To be honest, I didn't really think about it. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say the Lakers, and that's a very bandwagony approach, but it's just I don't know. I still think the Lakers are a step ahead of everybody else, and I know that's not necessarily what the question was, but like I don't know. I get the feeling. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I get the feeling that the Lakers are like in a second they'll just turn it on and they'll be right back to the finals and they'll
they
be
could.
yeah and it's really up to their discretion. I feel like if they feel like Nicole, you mentioned they would sit for injuries. If they decide that for some reason they want to just go and get the season title for the best team in the West, I think they'll just do it. Being 3.5 games back, I think if they feel like they want to do that, they'll do that, and that's what's gonna happen. Um, I don't really trust the Jazz. That's just what it is. Like Gobert is, yeah. Gobert is we had this topic before, but I don't trust Gobert. Donovan Mitchell, I love Donovan Mitchell, but I think he's still a work in progress. I think we still got to see. Outside of that, they have a good core team, but you know, I don't know, man. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, yo. I be looking at the standings. I'm like, yo, when is this gonna fall off? When are the Jazz just gonna just gonna fall off?
You
Because
pray
this
on
is
the
just
downfall.
fluke. I'm not praying on their downfall. I'm just observing it. But
Oh, you think it's
I'm just
fluky?
I don't know. It just doesn't like I think they're a good team, but I think that there's a lot of underperforming going on in the NBA right now. I think there's a lot of underperforming. I think the Clippers are underperforming. Either that or they don't care about their seeding. And that's a whole different conversation. I think we definitely have to have like how important is season standings for play? Like how important do teams look at that? So good job, Jazz. You got the best team in the West. Good job. Yeah. But, you know, I'm I think Nicole you mentioned, I'm a results guy. Let me see what y'all do cuz I'm thinking back to last year when they lost to the Nuggets. I still think they lose to the Nuggets. Like,
Really?
yeah, I don't really believe in them if I'm
Dang.
being honest.
Wow.
I don't believe in the Jazz. No. It's just I think it's dependent on Donovan Mitchell. He's not been that consistent
I agree with
and
that.
in the playoffs, we usually see what happens there, but and I'm not a fan of Rudy Gobert, bro. I'm not gonna hold you out there.
Mhm.
He's
The
not.
only the only thing I said, I think he'd be okay. I'm not worried about him just because his job is so easy. Like, how can you mess up? It's just so
Right.
easy. It is, and he's been doing his whole career like just staying there. That's it. Donovan Mitchell, yeah, I agree with you, Frau. It's up to him. If
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
if
just
the
up to him.
if Utah wants to take it to the next level, he has to step up.
Mhm.
No question about it. So that's the we'll see. We'll see because he's kind of been inconsistent in the playoffs. So we'll see what he can do. No,
Yeah.
I,
I
I
don't know.
just I just
It's-
think that Donovan, he is not his first trip to the play when the playoffs come around. Won't be his first trip. He's already suffered some heartbreaking losses, so he already has some of that experience under his belt. And the fact that they built a deep team with some playmakers, some scorers around him, that there's not as much pressure on him to score. I think that's going to help him a lot in the playoffs. As long as those role players step up, Mike Conley, Bogdanovich, Clarkson, as long as they step up, honestly, they're going to be really tough out in the playoffs. That's my.
Do you think they're beating the Nuggets?
I think they would beat the Nuggets as things stand right now. I think they would beat the Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
yeah.
but again,
One
yeah,
thing
we're,
for sure, though, the playoffs are gonna be insane.
It's gonna be one of the
I
best.
can't wait.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
can't
one
wait
of
for
the
in the
best.
West. In the West.
Nah, I don't think the East not gonna be bad.
Do you read?
Until you get the Western Conference. I'm not talking about the conference finals. I'm talking about the playoffs.
Yeah, playoff.
Yeah.
I know you.
I'm trying to see the Knicks in the playoffs, yo. I don't think they're gonna do shit, but
Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
see
they ain't doing
Sixers and Hawks. You want to see Nets and Knicks, Bucks and Hornets.
y'all some
Hornets are not too
East
bad. Though.
haters, yo.
I want to sleep on the Hornets a little bit.
Stop.
Hornets are not bad.
They're not
No.
bad.
Not a bad
Stop.
team.
None of these teams doing ass in the playoffs, dude. They're not doing anything. I just heard first round exit.
Yo, I'm calling it Hornets. If Hornets and Bucks play, Hornets are giving Bucks 2 games.
Nah, bro, chill. Hornets are winning that series.
I put money on it.
You gonna do it?
I'll put money on it.
I said 2 games.
Oh, you put money on 2 games?
Yeah,
All
not
right,
the
go
whole
ahead.
thing.
Tell
Hell no. I'm
somebody.
not. Huh.
Oh, just so you know, I actually did bet on the Jazz to win the championship before the season started. Just $20
Whoa.
because the odds were so low. If I win this bet, I get $1,000 off a
Dang.
$6 bet.
Damn, what the
That's
So,
fuck?
beats.
So
Go
far,
Jazz.
my bet is looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking good so far.
Bet
Holy
about his jersey.
shit. Right?
Donovan Mitchell jersey right
Nicole's
there.
gonna buy a Gobert jersey too.
Oh no, yeah, he's
the
a
only,
Gobert
only
fan.
one defending him.
That man Gobert fan.
Gobert fan.
Man,
Yo, that's
hey,
what
if they win a championship, hey, you're gonna see a couple of those jerseys back here too. Make sure my map.
I'm like, this dude is a Mavs and Jazz fan? What type of shit is that? But all right, guys, we're gonna wrap up. Good podcast, guys. Would you say it's a good pod?
Yes, sir.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. I like the topics. Once again, thank you, Nicola.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank
right.
y'all for
D, you want
editing this show.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
You already
We're
know
gonna blank Nicole out the whole time on the vaccine.
Yeah, that
I
vaccine
got
part.
I got worried about the government censoring me. Now my friends censoring me.
Censoring.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that.
Now we're helping you, bro. It's for your own good.
F you.
We don't want your job to figure this out. But all right, guys, it's been the Win by 2 podcast. We're out. Peace.
Peace.